This just in. The majority of your brain is fat, but I'd still hit it. Welcome to the show. Here's your apology. I'm your host, Nate Wazinski, and to my left here is Levi Garcia, and we are in studio, as always. And, like the Apostle Paul once said, ain't no party like a West Coast party, because a West Coast party doesn't stop.
Amen.
Yeah. No, he didn't say that. I'm just kidding. But
that was blasphemy. That was just blasphemy. Get it?
Is that what that is?
I don't know. I feel like misquoting the Bible is something they would call blasphemy. Not that means that's what it is, but like
I didn't say it was in the Bible. I didn't say it was in the Bible. I just said he said it. So, like, that could be a rumor.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so disclaimer, I don't know if that's actually something that the Apostle Paul said.
The people who do decide what's blasphemous would probably think it was blasphemy.
The Committee on Blasphemy?
Yeah. They're the ones who would
also
be
known
like...
as the HOA.
I'm sorry, what did you say that Paul said? Can you give me a reference? Well,
can I get chapter and verse, please?
Yeah.
Chapter and verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if he said that, I mean, I'm willing to
as long as
go along with it.
As long as it was in the King James Bible.
Yeah.
King James.
Well, speaking of...
Wait, was this in the Latin? Was this the Latin translation, though?
Yeah, what was... is this direct Hebrew? Direct Hebrew?
Direct Hebrew.
People might not know. What you guys might not know is that Nate used to pastor in the Christian church.
Well, why is this relevant?
I'm just saying, like, people might not know that.
Yeah, but I never, like, masturbated there or anything.
In the church?
Yeah.
I
never.
know, but you pastored.
Yeah, but I never touched myself there.
Yeah, but that's never even been on the table.
I don't know why you keep making these wild accusations. I never once.
Well, the fact that you're bringing it up makes me think you thought about it.
Yeah, but I didn't. And I was never racist towards Mexicans, who came in a lot. They came into the church
that's important.
A lot.
That's probably important.
And I never once. I always gave them. I always offered them food from our pantry.
You know, I took their offerings. I took their tithes.
Yep. Even as hard as it was for me,
I didn't discriminate.
as hard as it was for me to take their offering as they were being foreclosed, I still did it. And that's what makes me a hero.
That's the Lord's work right there.
Hear, hear.
Well, speaking of outrageous scriptures, we have a clip here. And for those of you who follow us, who listen to us, thank you. And if you are people of faith, believers, Christians, Buddhists, what's another religion?
There is none.
I got Buddhists, and then
all the rest are the same with different.
Do you include Catholics with Christian?
Depends.
Because I know that Christians count themselves or Catholics count themselves as Christians, but
Christians don't
recognize them as Christian. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
how do you feel about it? What are your thoughts?
From where I sit, no, I just think, Catholics, if they believe the tenets of Christianity, then that would make them Christian.
Then what would make them not Christian? Because I don't even know what the thing is. Like, what's the thing that makes Christians be like, that's not real?
Yeah.
But what we're doing is real.
Well, there's a bunch of things. So, like, one of the things is in the first, in the book of Acts, where Saul becomes Paul. Part of what Christians or what Catholics believe is that Paul becomes the first pope, which is he's taking Jesus's place in the start of the church. So he's a literal mouthpiece of
So is
Jesus.
the Pope just like
Jesus
since
incarnate kind of?
It's like Jesus's replacement, and it's been since Paul, and then it's new pope, new pope, new pope, new pope, all the way up to today.
Yeah.
What?
From like
Since Paul.
from Jesus. Jesus was
I
like,
never
"Look,
understood why the pope
I'll
was so
be
important.
back. I'll be back.
This guy's in charge.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm leaving Paul in charge. Okay. So
then-
listen. Hey,
And
listen
then
up.
He'll pick the next
No
guy.
running around the house.
He'll pick the next guy. Well, I hate to keep bringing it up, but TikTok,
Tickety talk.
which I'm on the fence of whether it's pure evil or just like a tool, right? Because I feel like parts of it are pure evil as far as like the way it sucks your attention and also what it feeds to you. But I get these TikToks that are just like outrageous freaking pastors saying outrageous things.
Just wild shit.
Yeah, and it's all like under the guise of Christianity, right?
So what do you mean? Like what kind of wild shit did they
Well,
say?
let me show you a little clip. Here.
It's in Proverbs. It says, let her breast be sucked at all times. Come on, maybe you won't be so depressed if you suck the breast. It's in the scripture. He chiseled out her body. He chiseled her breast. He chiseled her arms. Come on, church. The Bible says suck her breast because you need some encouragement. It's in Proverbs. It says let her breast be sucked at all times. Come on, maybe you won't be so depressed if you suck the breast. It's in the scripture.
This is insane.
So, yeah. So on this video, someone commented what the actual scripture was that he's referencing here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Proverbs 5:18 through 19. In case you think you're hearing this for the first time and you're thinking, this can't be in the Bible. Proverbs 5:18 through 19.
Says her breast.
May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth.
That's right.
A loving doe, a graceful deer. May her breast satisfy you always. May you ever be intoxicated with her love. So that's what this guy's referencing is that scripture, which he doesn't mention in this scripture she's also a deer.
A doe.
Yeah.
Suck that deer's titties.
He just
That's-
leaves that part out like
Conveniently. Like all the romance, like right down to nitty gritty. Like you a beautiful swan or
so it's in the Bible,
a
you know.
sunset.
I feel like just because it's in the Bible doesn't mean you need to preach about it. That's my personal belief.
Yeah.
Like the Bible's full of stuff, but not all of it applies to today,
To everyone.
to our situation, to everyone.
Yeah, like a 6-year-old reading like the Song of Solomon. Like like be pleased with the breasts of your wife or you whatever it's
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But even like
what's my 5-year-old gonna do? He just got off the breast. Church is trying to put him back on immediately. Like a 6-year-old couldn't sit in that service.
But also like the fact that don't they teach like, I mean they must teach sexual repression in some way, like, you know, like don't have sex.
Do they? I don't know.
Well, if they're preaching, you know, most Christian, you know, they'll say don't have sex.
Yeah, are you saying?
And this guy's saying if you feel depressed,
suck on a chest.
suck a breast. Yeah.
Oh.
So doesn't that seem like what the hell?
And it also
sucked it all time.
Yeah, he read that verse. She is be pleased with the wife of your youth. And
Yeah, he
she's
read
a
it.
doe and a deer.
He
and
interpreted it for himself.
He said, her breasts must be
Sucked at all
at
times.
sucked. Her breasts must be sucked at all times.
If you're depressed, suck a breast.
Suck a breast.
That's the word of the Lord. Listen, if you come to this church, you're getting the word of the Lord.
And I say, stop sucking titties in church. That's crazy.
And you might think, I know you're trying to make funny. I know you're trying to make a joke. You might think that this doesn't happen. But that brings me to another point. And the other point is that I think that these churches in America that are sending missionaries out to Africa, to freaking, where else do they send missionaries?
Botswana.
Mostly Africa.
Ethiopia.
All African countries. Also, like, probably
The Sudan.
Southern American countries.
Kenya.
South American countries. I feel like the churches that are sending these missionaries need to check up on, is the curriculum up to date? What are they teaching these tribes? What are they teaching these communities of people? You know, because let me show you a clip of a
simple phone call.
Let me show you a clip of an African church and what they're doing for healing power. So this lady preacher pulls out her boob and has the guy suck on it for healing power. Jesus. To attain healing power. If you went to a church in America and this happened,
I'm going back.
You're in a cult, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, total cult.
Yeah, I'm a member.
Yeah, a cult of which I am a deacon.
Whoever's sending their missionaries to Gambia, time to take another look at what the pamphlet says, because these are the video clips coming out.
Yeah,
of Gambia.
Yeah,
which
your ladies getting her titties sucked in service, in Sunday service.
Yeah,
and listen up, pastors. No titty sucking in church. You hear me? No titty sucking in church.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah. And guess what?
We learned that a long time ago.
Guess what? You misinterpreted the Bible because that verse doesn't say her titties must be sucked at all times. You need to stop.
Yeah.
Her titties must be sucked at all times.
Are you depressed? Suck a breast.
Suck a breast for success.
So you might think that this is an isolated event. There's not more than one church preaching about this, right? No. You would be wrong. And this pastor, first of all, it seems like if you decide to preach about this, about how sucking breasts is like biblical, you have to come up with like a catchphrase with it, like, are you depressed? Suck a breast. This guy, stressed? Suck a breast.
Oh.
When you get tired, one of the things that relaxes your nerves is breast. I will not collect offering for this one. No matter how you are stressful, just get breast and start sucking. You will cool down.
You cool down.
So funny.
Anytime you feel very stressed and tension, just lie down, turn your neck like this and start sucking breast. You will tame down.
He's not wrong.
Just lie down like this, turn your head, and start sucking breasts. It's like
there's not always a titty on my shoulder.
Yeah, that's just like a specific. Lay down, turn your head, and just suck a breast. You will cool down.
There is a boobie right there. Right there on your chest.
I feel like the church.
On your shoulder.
Whatever church these people are a part of, they're focusing on the wrong things that the Bible says.
These people. These booby Christians.
Yeah.
These booby sucking Christians. It
All
sounds like a commercial.
I know.
But the product is tits. Like titty sucking.
Yeah, and that's what you woke up and went to church to learn on Sunday morning.
You fought with your wife in the car all the way to church. You know, you got in an argument with your kids because they weren't dressed appropriately or whatever. You corralled everyone. You're hungry because you haven't had breakfast yet because you chose to sleep instead of eat breakfast. You get to church, you sit down, and the sermon is...
Suck a breast.
Never stress.
Well,
suck a breast.
Let's bring this all full circle to... You might be wondering, all right, yeah, sucking breasts is good, right? But whose breast if I don't have a breast to suck, whose breast should I suck?
Yeah.
And thanks to the missionaries who helped set this church up in Africa, they let us know.
In this month of March, I will suck the breast of God. Say, El Shaddai is my dad, and I'm going to suck his breast.
Thank you for tithing.
In this month of March, I will suck the breast of God.
Could you imagine being like a sponsor to that missionary, right?
and
this is your first Sunday. You're tuning in.
It's Mission Sundays.
It's Mission Sunday. You got the live feed, and he's like, this is the month of March, and I will suck on the titties, whatever.
The breast of God.
The breast of God. Not only, I think that's probably just not the American church way. It's probably just cultural.
But that's the thing. Who's right?
The guy who said, suck a breast, less stress. Yeah.
Don't be depressed.
Not the guy.
Suck a breast. Not the suck God's breast.
Not the suck God's breast.
That's probably
not
a misreading.
Yeah. And also not her breast must be sucked at all times. Guy.
Yeah,
him too. He was wrong too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
Also,
suck her tits.
Also, if you're a pastor, let's talk to the pastors out there for a second, because I know some of you are pastors or thinking about becoming one.
Some of you don't answer your phones.
And maybe none of you are. This is just a huge assumption. Don't preach about sucking breasts. Right?
Preach about sucking dick.
I'm sure there's pastors who do that too. But don't.
Could you imagine that?
Don't
suck his dick.
I'm sure there's pastors who do that. But don't preach about sucking breasts, because it's a given. That comes naturally for us. We don't need a sermon on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like hearing the sex talk from your dad.
I don't need you to tell me that I'll relieve stress if I suck a breast, because even when I'm not sucking a breast, I think, what would take away a lot of this stress?
If I had a boob in my mouth right now. Get over here.
I'm just saying, this seems like an irrelevant message, like maybe just like a placeholder, like they didn't think of anything, God didn't speak to them that week or something.
It's almost like a skit, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like they didn't prepare for their sermon all week.
Yeah.
Like all week they had the one job that they're
like, we're
supposed
gonna preach
to
on
do.
some hot button
And
scriptures.
they binged on Jeffrey Dahmer on that Jeffrey Dahmer show.
Yeah.
And then Sunday came around and they're like, well, I will just preach on what I know.
Okay, so me and Nate grew up in the same town, going to the same church. So but then you went and did pastor stuff. We've both kind of been involved. What's the cringiest thing that you've learned from the pulpit?
I heard a pastor one time say that God wanted, in a prayer, that God wanted to wrap his testicles of influence around our valley, the valley we lived in. And someone whispered, I think God meant tentacles.
Oh, so he just misspoke.
Yeah. He said testicles of influence.
Right.
And the guy beside him was just like, I think God meant tentacles. Yeah, I think you're hearing the big guy wrong.
Well,
that's a weird thing. I've said some weird shit.
I mean, that's a little more understandable. Like a misspeak is understandable.
Oh, yeah.
My example is that I learned what fisting was from the pulpit.
Well, where else are you going to learn it these days? Did your parents talk to you about fisting?
In detail. It was...
What better than the church of your parents' faith?
And then, I kind of, thought, okay, this seems like it was weird,
meant
right?
to be.
I was like, this seems like it's weird, but I'm going to kind of disregard it. You know, I learned something new.
Much like the girl in the video in church.
I
learned about fisting.
I learned something new, and I'm not going to I didn't read into it really at all.
Right.
But then later, one of my friends had brought their parents to church that Sunday, and
Out of all
their
the Sundays.
son is gay. And they were wildly offended by that sermon because they got a gay son, and he's talking about how fisting is a sin. And needless to say, they never came back. But wild.
Were they gonna, though?
Wild, though.
Were they gonna?
I mean, if you hadn't talked about fisting, maybe they'd have a better shot.
That is a crazy thing to bring up in church, in a church service.
Yeah.
What? So
Let me describe what homosexual sin looks like.
So what usually happens in church? You walk in, you sit down, you sing some song, or songs start.
You worship the Lord.
You stand up, you sing the songs with everyone else, and then you shake hands with people, right? And then the pastor comes up and he prays before he starts the sermon. Okay, so at Amen. How do you go into fisting?
You just bring up gay being a sin.
All right, everybody. Gay's a sin.
Yeah.
Gay's a sin. We know that, right? Do you know that?
If you didn't know,
How about
gay's
you?
a sin.
Third row. Jean jacket. Gay's a sin?
Okay. Do you
Right.
know, but do you know why? No, you don't even know why, because you think, he touched another guy's penis. Nah, it gets worse.
It gets way worse.
It gets worse.
And Pastor Pete is here to tell you.
What would you say if I told you they didn't just stick their penises in each other's butts?
But old left hand Louie.
Doesn't that make it seem more sinful?
Way more sinful. At least if you don't.
I mean, it does.
Yeah. Even if you don't believe it, it's way more violent.
It's definitely more intense.
And why do they say fist? Like, that's a crazy, like a whole fist.
Yeah. We went to the same church, so, like, at a certain point, it seemed like it was just, like, clickbait sermons.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it was like, how do we get this to be edgy enough that people are like, my church talks about this from the pulpit, so
Yeah, my pastor talks
We're
about
cool.
sex. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
Telling your high school buddies, like,
Yeah.
my pastor on Sunday mornings,
You
we
wanna-
talk about titty sucking.
Yeah. You want to come to church with me? I feel
Just
like
a group of, like, jocks sitting, shaking in the pew, like, fucking talk about it.
I feel like
Talk about the titties.
I feel like they used sex for that reason. Like, how do we get students into the doors?
I'll tell you how.
We
Titty
gotta
sucking.
spice up these sermons a little bit.
Throw some red pepper flakes on these sermons.
They all want to have sex, but let's tell them they can't, and then let's tell them how good it is.
Yeah. They can't have sex. Doesn't say anything about titty sucking.
Yeah. In fact, it does, and it says it's good.
Her titties must be sucked at all times. You hear me, gents? Titties must be sucked at all times. You're never going to see your mom again if your dad's a true Christian. Because she's going to be in the room getting her titties sucked.
So, for all of you who, are listening to these preachers, be careful.
Yeah. I mean.
Sometimes they're just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes they forgot to do the sermon until the night before, and you get a sermon like this
The very sexual pent up.
where it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to say what I want to say. Honestly, whenever a pastor talks about sex, it's the cringiest thing ever.
Yeah, it's like listen to your mom talk about oral.
Yeah. Or someone who's only had sex. It's like
17 times.
It's like like someone's telling you about sex who's had only who's only had sex like 17 times. Yeah. like okay, now that I'm married and now that I understand what's going
It's been
on,
2 weeks.
let me tell you.
Yeah. Gays are fisting.
Yeah. Did you know? Because I just learned this. This was another thing that I was always a little confused by, like camp, right?
Okay.
Camp was always
Church camp?
guys, girls, church camp, guys, girls, guys cabins, girls cabins. But regardless, the rest of the time we're all mingling together, right?
Yeah, right.
And for some reason, they always wanted to have a real in-depth sex sermon for that weekend at camp.
Yeah. A purity sermon.
Like we're not already horned up being out of our parents' house, away at this resort or camp or whatever.
A beautiful area.
With the girl you've had a crush on at your youth group for like years.
In the middle of cuffing season.
And it's just like the fact that you're bringing it up at all. Like if I'm here, I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to get closer to God, right? I'm trying to get closer to the Lord.
Yeah.
And you're here talking about, what the right thing to do with my boner is.
Yeah.
And, it's distracting.
Yeah.
Why bring it up at all? This is not the place or time to have this lesson. I'm trying to connect with God here.
I'm trying to come up here and hear the voice of God, and you're reminding me why I left.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not have so many boners.
And you're reminding me of the thing that I thought when on the whole bus ride over here with the girl I was sitting next to.
Yeah.
Summer camp,
At camp.
bathing suits. We got,
Yeah.
It's just not the right time.
Yeah, it's not the right time.
For all the pastors who watch this.
Do you ever feel old? Like, do you feel old sometimes?
I'm starting to.
Like, do you do things throughout your day that make you feel elderly?
Not elderly.
Like, just single motions, not like, oh, I'm elderly, but like, oh, that was definitely an old person move. That was a geriatric thing to say.
I think I'm still like on the edge. Like it's rare, but like sometimes I'll catch myself.
What makes you feel what things do you do that make you feel old?
Whenever I do things that remind me of my dad,
Oh,
I feel like I even look like my dad doing this in this moment.
yeah.
Then I'm like, am I just like a reincarnation of him?
Of my father.
Yeah.
I've thought that too.
Like,
wow.
Like, how do I know that my consciousness isn't just like a younger version of his consciousness?
You got to stop talking like this because whenever you do, I lose sleep.
It's crazy. I mean, the world,
Like I'm just
we
up
don't
at
know.
3 in the morning going,
We just don't know.
I think I'm my father. Like literally my father. There's no fucking way around it.
Yeah.
I'm a younger version
especially when you catch yourself and you
my
look
dad.
at your hands and you're like, are these my dad's hands?
Like you're morphing into
Yeah.
your future. You've seen how it ends.
It's just
And it's not good
sometimes,
for a lot of us.
Sometimes I do see that and I'm like,
Yeah. Ooh. Nothing makes me feel more old than not lifting my foot high enough to step over something. You know?
yeah.
You do that move like there's cords across the studio right now. Like if I was to step over with one foot but not make it with the last foot and unplug the fucking camera or
that would make you feel old.
Oh, nothing makes me feel more old than not lifting my foot high enough to step over an obstacle.
Yeah.
Or you have that little stumble trip and everybody has to make sure you're okay before the fucking you go to see if the plug is fucked up.
This reminds me of a story that put me in a predicament that made me feel uncomfortable, but like I didn't know what to do. I was making a video.
Those are horrible.
I was making a video with an older person who had a nice voice. And so I was like, okay, come do a voiceover.
Yeah.
But my office was up a set of stairs. And then to get into my office were stairs to go down into the actual office, right?
Okay.
And I walked with him up the stairs. I led him into my office. And as he walked into my office, he face plants down the set of like 4 or 5 stairs. And lays there. I'm just
Just a corpse.
I'm just standing there like,
Immediately.
are you okay? You know, like I'm just so
I'm great.
I'm caught off guard, and like I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I know he's humiliated in this situation.
Absolutely.
He just face planted in front of me, just walking into my office. Right?
Yeah.
And I felt like,
Humiliated. He's dead, Levi. There's no emotion.
and then luckily we played it off.
Okay.
It was all good. But the image of him falling is burned into my memory, and every time I think about it, it makes me so sad.
It makes you sad. It would make me so happy.
Watching an old person fall down 5 stairs, I'm just like, it's like I wish I could have done something,
Laughed.
I tried my best to just be like, you okay? Okay.
How old?
We're
How old?
okay.
How old?
Probably 70s, honestly.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was old enough to be like, he might have died or broken something. Like, I was so nervous.
The last words that guy heard were right this way.
And yeah, and then
It's this way.
and then I have to like make a video with him afterwards, where it's just like, okay, we're pretending like that didn't happen. Go ahead and read these lines for me.
He's like got shaky voice.
Yeah. No, he did need like a minute to recover. It was just like,
But I'm only giving you one. You hear me, Henry?
it was, yeah, it made me so uncomfortable. But
Okay, here's a question, and then I'm gonna tell you how I would react. How long did it take from him, the first step where he face plants into the studio, to when you guys started recording? How long? 3 minutes?
8 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you give him 8 minutes.
I mean,
it wasn't
he laid
like
there for
a minute and a half.
No, he laid there for a sec.
You good?
And
good?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
You
how
dead?
you doing? How you
Are
doing?
you dead?
Do you need me to get you anything? You're good? You're good? And he was just like, acted like,
What if he said,
like
yeah,
he's
I'd love a
brushing
Coke?
it off. Like he's brushing it off, And then I just like thought the best thing to do was to pretend like it didn't happen and continue on.
Yeah. Okay, now this is how I would react. We go up the stairs, right? Go into my office. I'm like, right this way, Mike. And I open the door and he face plants down the stairs. I'm asking if he's okay.
Uh-huh.
And then my brain's going to go, what do you do? What do you do? Don't embarrass him.
Right. That's what.
And then I verbally will make a joke.
Yeah.
Are you dead? You dead?
No,
You dead?
It's worse because you might think you're gonna make that joke, but what I did was I'm making excuses for him. So I'm like,
Yeah, these are steep.
yeah, exactly. Like
That second one's a
like,
doozy.
sometimes I trip down these stairs. If I'm being honest, sometimes I trip down these stairs.
Boy, if I had $1
You
for
know?
every time that happened to me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just face planning every time you go into the studio
Exactly.
to make him feel better.
Exactly.
You even acted out once. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to take this one.
Yeah.
This one's for Marv.
Just like do a roll.
Down the stairs.
I definitely I tried to like make those excuses, and I'm like, I do that, I trip all the time.
Oh, man.
Usually I trip up the
Yeah, see, I would try and make that joke, but I'd stand at the top of the stairs and just yell down, man, isn't tripping the worst?
yeah. Because the other thing was that there was like rug burn.
On his forehead,
So like
nose.
he got injured, a little bit. Like maybe it tore his pants a little
So
bit.
so he had to do a voiceover for some cartoon while he's got rug burn on his
No, it was
face like an alcoholic.
It was a classy voiceover.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
So he had to be
It was
classy
like
with a rug burn
It was
on
like a
his
theatrical.
face.
Yeah.
Nothing makes you look more like an alcoholic than a rug burn on your face. That's insane. Only 2 types of people have rug burn on their face: alcoholics and the elderly. Often the same person,
Yep.
you know?
100%. So that's my story about watching an old person fall.
That's it for old people falling with Levi Garcia.
All right. Well, continuing on to whether TikTok is pure evil or not, we have the period girl. And if you're watching this, I know you know of it. Don't act like you don't. We all regretfully know of this girl. It kills me inside that I know of the period girl. It kills me almost as much as when I first learned about the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of pain. Like you're like
9/11.
like
9/11 pain.
like you're famous
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, on TikTok, this girl wrote a song, and guess what? Now she's signed to Atlantic Records. So this is the original video.
Brit Barbie.
Why she dressed like Hulk
Period
Hogan?
period 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 period.
That was it?
That
I was just
that
I
is
was
it.
Just now,
You want to hear it again? Brit Barbie.
yeah, 100%. What's it? Brit Barbie?
Brit Barbie.
That's a D. Drop the period 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 period. I am period. You are period.
This is Newt Gingrich's daughter? Who is this?
I am period. You are period.
What does that mean though? You know what I'm
don't-
saying? Like
it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, so she's
But it got
retarded?
famous on TikTok.
She's
R-worded.
She's retarded?
Well, let's Google it. Period. Girl. First video that pops up.
Faking disability.
Taking disabilities. Let's take a look at what this says.
I don't know if she's faking though. She made it a video. Period. Period.
Yeah, I feel like even if she is faking, it's some sort of mental.
I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
Why is it that every time somebody meets me, they think I have Down syndrome? Because, like,
Make a video to my song. I'm duetting people. Go make a video to my song, you guys. Okay, guys, we're gonna open my blind bags now. I'm gonna start off with this one. So they're all kind of cute, but I'm hoping for either this orange guy or
Dude, you can't.
She's
wow.
pretending to have a
No.
disability.
Yeah,
The way she talks is like, oh, this is what people think I have Down syndrome. Let me just act like I. The orange guy. It's like
Some would argue that is a disability. You
what,
know?
Down syndrome or acting. Like,
No, acting like you have Down syndrome. I
Yeah.
think that's a disability.
it's its own disability in and of itself.
yeah, like in a genuine
Yeah.
way. It's a disability.
it's more of a mental health issue, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think maybe she's exposing people to how horrible mumble rap really is. It just took a white person to go, this is dumb.
Maybe.
And this is what every young gangster song sounds like. Or young thug. This is what every young thug
I think you're exposing yourself
as what?
being corny.
Young thug, young thug.
First of all, she's pretending to have a disability because she got famous and everyone thought she had a disability. So she's just leaning into what everyone already thinks.
Oh yeah.
People saw the period thing.
Period.
See, this is the problem.
Aw.
People saw that exactly. They
They went,
saw that
"Aw."
and were like, she made a song. She
Yeah.
made a song. Let's like it.
Oh, it made a
Everybody,
song.
let's like this song. This period song. Let's all like it.
Make her feel good. Let's
Yeah.
make this poor disabled girl feel
Yeah.
good.
But then it turns out, she wasn't disabled,
She was deceptive.
and we're all like, "Oh, period. Like you made a song. Good job. Now you're signed to a record label."
Yeah.
And so, since those people thought that she was had Down syndrome, she just leaned into it like, "Oh, this is what people like about me. Hey guys, this is what I found from the Dollar General.
Oh, they,
Yeah.
they think I'm disabled?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just leaning into it because of the people who cheered this stupid freaking song on.
Yeah.
The reason it's viral, it's your fault that she's pretending to be Down syndrome or whatever, because she's just doing what she thinks people like.
Yeah. Because you're not supporting the talented local rappers.
You're supporting someone with no actual talent, just somebody who you're like, good job.
Who's so talentless you thought they were disabled.
Good job. That was a really good rap. That was a good rap.
This is how it went down. She went into Atlantic Records or wherever she signed, right? They brought her in.
Yeah.
Expecting a disabled girl. And when she sat down at the table, she's perfectly normal, and they go, "No, wait.
Can you like
You're the disabled rapper chick, right?" And she goes, "I'm not disabled." And they go,
Can you down?
"You're disabled."
Yeah. Can you downs it up for us a little bit?
And then they went over her new personality,
Uh-huh.
and then she practiced it on TikTok.
Absolutely.
And now talk like one. That's good.
Yeah. That's good. Let's see your best talk like a second grader.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna give you a thing of candies. I want you to talk about which candy you hope to get.
They're already trying to cancel her. So don't get too attached to the artistic styles of Brit Barbie.
Yeah.
Here's
Okay.
a conversation where they call her out for making fun of black women.
Would you
So
like
mad.
Would you like some? Would
Would I like some what?
lashes? Would you
Huh?
like some lashes?
Some lashes? No, girl, I don't wear makeup. Like, this isn't about lashes. This is about you making fun of black women. Like, do you think that we don't know?
Okay, pause.
That you don't know that you're.
Just to confirm, this is all white people, right? In this chat, they're all.
It looks that way.
It appears to be
It is-
all white people. I don't know
Yeah.
how they identify, right?
But it also seems like the reason they're giving her flack for making fun of black women is because of the lashes she wears, which, first of all, you're racist if you think only black
Yeah.
women wear lashes.
Yeah. Big spidery lashes. That's not true.
You were literally making satire about because you think that black women are fucking dumb. And it's so
pause.
obvious.
So someone doesn't know what satire means.
Yeah, you're making satire because you think black women are dumb.
Hey, surprise, surprise. The girl with the neck tattoos doesn't know what satire is. A tribal neck tattoo.
Or what someone thinking someone is dumb looks like at all. Because I don't know how she got that based on that one little period video.
Look at her.
I mean, she
I
looks.
mean, I
I mean,
agree
she
with
looks
her on that point.
racist. I mean, don't get me wrong. She looks
Yeah.
racist, and she's definitely making fun of people with Down syndrome.
She definitely.
She's definitely acting like she has a disability when she probably doesn't, and she's just like normal stupid. you
Yeah.
know? And so, but that doesn't make this girl right.
In that picture right there, she looks like everyone has one racist uncle. That's him. In that picture.
In girl form.
Like, sure.
It's like, look at your face. Yo, you're busted.
Because you
Right.
sound so stupid.
I'm going to the West Coast. I'm going to Florida.
Yeah, that,
Right. I've got another one that really was the best because you were trying to speak in a speech impediment, but it was really
that
giving
right
the
there
old
is
Russian
called
lady.
satire.
Yeah.
That right there is called satire.
Okay, so she said satire.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. Put a pin in that.
That right there is called satire.
Yeah, and that right there is called a red flag.
Which also gives me, as a rational, reasonable thinking person, evidence that the girl who thinks that she's been doing satire of a rapper doesn't know what she's doing. She can't be racist because she has no clue what she's even doing.
Right.
I mean, she doesn't even know what satire means.
Yeah.
Because you think that I'm like against you, but at the end of the day, girl, you're a human being and I'm a human being.
No,
and you made a video
Can I say
and you
something?
were really upset. And you said that nobody
Can I
wants
say
to
something?
be friends with you and you don't
Can I
know
say
why.
something?
No, because you're
Can I say
interrupting.
something?
People would
Can I
be
say
friends
something?
with you if you were your
Can I say
authentic
something?
self. And I just want you to
Can I say
know
something?
that you don't have to be ableist and
Can
you
I
don't
say
have to be
something?
racist to get
Can I
attention.
say something?
Thank you. That's all I have to say. Mwah.
Oh, but you won't let me talk now. You won't let me.
She said her last words and then she dipped out before the other girl could say anything, which coward, first of all. But also, if this girl does end up having something, the fact that this girl's bullying her, acting like you're ableist, you're this, you're this, would make that girl the bully for bullying this poor period girl because of her disability, and you found it offensive.
Also, that's an identity, by the way.
What?
The disabled identity. There's people out there who are trans disabled. Like, they think
they want to be disabled.
If this girl in the bottom right is a true ally, she would recognize this girl, Brit Barbie's true identity as a Down syndrome mumble rapper.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be bullying her like typical white girl.
Seriously.
She would be supporting her and uplifting her, especially as a woman. But I do find it ironic that she has an upside down cross tattooed on her neck and she's worried about this girl being offensive.
Yeah.
That is ironic.
Yeah, and also I don't know
satire.
where you find the relationship between her acting like she has Down syndrome and making her then making fun of black women.
Yeah, like this girl was going.
The woke people try to find, they're like constantly trying to find connections. They're constantly like, well, this is offensive, so how do we make it racist? There's got to be a way that this is racist, this thing that I find offensive or ableist. Ableist.
Right.
Like, first of all, I hate people who say ableist.
Yes.
Ableist is not a thing. Ableist means normal. Handicap is a thing. Normal's a thing.
Right.
Handicap's a
Yes.
thing. And if you're not if you're not normal, if you're handicapped,
you're not normal.
If you're handicapped, that doesn't make everybody else an ableist. Just because there's not a ramp outside of their house. Get over it.
Yeah, that's like people who use the word colonizer.
Yeah.
And call it to me. Like I've ever conquered anything in my life.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we get it. You're woke and have neck tattoos.
Cool.
Stop
bullying
you must
retards.
Get it more than we do.
Yeah. Yeah, you must really get it.
These people are the worst.
Yeah, and they never stop. They're always fucking mad. Like,
yeah, and they're always leaving comments on our videos and on our freaking reels. Like, the only listen, if you like this show, just drop a little comment, let us know, because the only people who say anything are the most negative people who are upset that they fell for a Down syndrome freaking girl who didn't have Down syndrome, and now they're mad.
Yeah. So listen, I haven't stopped crying in weeks. Please comment on just something kind on one of our videos. Please, nothing about how I'm fat or gay or how you think Levi's trans. Just something nice. Something nice for once.
Yeah.
It would be swell.
Just anything to make it feel like we're not out here with the people who are offended by the period girl, and we're all in the same pool.
Yeah, we're all in the same pool.
We're not.
And it's all filled with urine.
The fact that this girl with the neck tattoo is even taking what anything this other girl is saying seriously, joke's on you, right?
Ha ha ha.
Right? I mean, the fact that you're wasting energy on telling her that you think she's offending black people, which you're not even black, so how can you say, you racist piece of... You know what I mean? Like, that's
Totally
on
crazy.
you.
Right.
We watched the exact same video, and guess what I did? I was like, this song sucks.
And then sent it to 10 people.
I don't care if this girl has Down syndrome. The song still sucks.
It still sucks.
To me, this is the epitome of the crumbling of our civilization. The fact that this is even a conversation. The fact that Tattoo Neck Girl thought that she needed to respond to fake Down syndrome rapper girl.
Period. Girl.
Yeah, it's the epitome of the crumbling of our society. The fact that we're focused on things that don't matter at all.
Yeah. Do you think her mom saw the video?
I don't think her mom
You think
cares
she has a
about
mom?
anything she does.
Yeah, this does have an essence of a girl who grew up in foster care.
Yeah, or at least a trailer park with an alcoholic mother.
Yeah.
At
this
least.
is Eminem's sister.
At least.
Trying to
Yeah, she's empowering the
Cash
white
in.
female rapper, because let's be honest, how many white female rappers are there? Name one.
Iggy Azalea.
Dang it.
My bad.
I didn't even... All right. Name two.
Fergie.
Pop. I wouldn't call her a rapper.
Okay.
She's pop.
Okay. Bad Barbie.
Okay, name three. Give me at least three white female rappers.
Give me 10
Yeah.
more. Give me 10 more
Okay,
white.
so Iggy Azalea, Bad Barbie. You can't name another one. I cut you off. You can't even name another one.
You can't even name another one. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if we're talking about representation,
So
Tattoo
the-
Neck Girl is a bigot, because
Yeah.
representation in the white female hip hop community is very small.
Yeah, she's
we
taking
should
an
be
L.
we should be big up in anybody who can break that glass ceiling and put out any kind of hip hop record.
Yeah.
As a white female. As a white
Absolutely.
female, the odds are stacked against her. If we look at this girl, whether she has Down syndrome or not, whether she's making fun of people of color or not, this was never going to happen for this girl in her life. So let's just give this one to her.
Just give it to her.
I mean, look at her.
Yeah, come on.
This was never going to happen for her. She might as well have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
She might as well have Down syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just,
She already looks like a fucking jack-o'-lantern.
so let's just give her this one. Why are we even fighting her on it?
Yeah, it's because it's like you said, the girl who confronts her with the neck tattoo, you can tell, like pre-neck tattoo, like when she was growing up, I bet you she was pretty. She was attractive, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
this girl has obviously spent the majority of her life trying to get uglier and uglier and uglier, and she can never achieve to the level of Brit Barbie.
Right. She has
And so
natural
she's-
ugly.
Yeah, natural
Yeah.
ugly.
And you are instead seeing some fugly tattooed chick saying this stuff to you. I get I have ugly tattoos. I get that I'm a solid too, but this isn't about me.
And this girl is so envious of the lack of beauty in Brit Barbie. Mm-hmm. Because obviously...
Because she's never getting catcalled on the street.
Never!
And that's the thing they hate the most.
Yes. Ugh.
Like, if I could never get catcalled on the street, what would it take?
What would it take?
Be as ugly as Brit Barbie.
Yep. Neck tattoo.
But not as talented.
Tribal neck tattoo is the first step for
Yeah.
her, right?
For sure. Good luck to everybody in their music career endeavors,
Yeah.
and to everybody who's not pursuing that type of career and endeavor. Good luck to you as well.
Yeah, good luck to you in your other career, which you
Yeah.
will hopefully find success in.
Yeah. It might be hard to get a job with that neck tattoo,
Yeah. And your felony charges.
but good luck.
And your terrible attitude, but good luck.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the last thing we're going to talk about tonight. We have this clip where a solar panel salesman accidentally, I'm assuming it's accidentally, it might have been on purpose, but it feels accidental, accidentally says the N-word when he's pitching his services to a customer.
To a black customer.
Hello. Yes, sir. Hey, how you doing? Hey, sorry to bother you. I'm Fernando. I work at Peak Energy. We're a few doors down. We're in 1845. Okay. So we do solar around here. We're just coming around to neighbors. Sorry, dude. Neighbors. I apologize, man. I know. No, man, that wasn't even...
Whoopsies.
He just walks away because he knows there's nothing you can say to, like...
You can't recover from
the other
that.
guy's just like, all right, man. Walks back inside and he's like, I'm
sorry, dude.
What I think... I'm sorry.
That's what he said.
I think what I think happened is, like, in his head, he thought, oh, he's like, all right, let me knock on the door. Oh, it's a black guy. Don't say the N-word. Don't say the N-word. You know, and, like, the more you think, don't say the N-word, the more likely you are to slip up.
Who says that? Who's like, don't you have
someone
to
who
remind
doesn't
yourself?
have a lot of black friends.
They say the N-word so much that they need
They
to...
say it enough that they know if they slip up around somebody who's black, it's a problem.
Wait, slip up and just say the N-word in front of a stranger?
Like, why do you think he said it?
I think he said it because he looked at him and was gonna say neighbor, but thought...
Right, but he messed it up for some reason.
Right.
And in my head, he messed it up because he was thinking, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Thinking like, all right, I don't interact with black people a lot. The one thing you don't want to say, don't say it, don't say it. And then he's like, and he says it. And then he's too late once you say it.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you like tell yourself not to do something, sometimes you still do it.
Yeah. But also I feel, yeah.
That's what I feel like happened here. It was like,
for sure.
In his head, he had like, don't be offensive. Don't say anything you don't mean. Whatever. You know, like he got nervous.
Don't say the N-word.
And then he accidentally said it. I mean, I doubt, you know, it was obviously it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah. He's my neighbor. My neighbor.
Well, this guy is not helping global warming at all. That's one less person who's going to convert to solar.
Because of this
Because
guy.
of this racist.
This super racist solar panel salesman. I am envious of the black gentleman because he got out of a sales pitch free card.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want that card. Like, what would that...
Because even if he slipped up like that in front of me, I would have had to still sit there and listen to it.
Yeah,
because he'd have been like, oh, no.
Yeah,
I mean, sorry.
You know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah. Do you think that this guy lost his job because of this? I mean, obviously, his bosses probably saw it. It's a huge viral video.
Yeah.
Do you think that he no longer works for the company?
It depends. Is he a top salesman?
I guess that does.
Because I think the only
I don't
that
personally
matters,
think he should.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah, he shouldn't be fired. But the only color that matters in solar panel industry is green. You know what I'm saying? If he makes the company money,
I thought you meant green like eco-friendly.
No, green is in money. So if this guy is a top earner, they're not getting rid of him. They don't care if he called this guy an N-word to his face.
Yeah, but
And
I
meant
also
it.
don't think he should. You know.
Yeah, no, he
I mean, maybe that makes me super open-minded and tolerant of everybody, but
yeah.
but I don't think he should be fired for this, even though it became a big moment and like it was a mistake, you know.
Hey,
But maybe that's just because I'm so tolerant and like super progressive and just like I understand people make mistakes and I assume the best of people.
yeah. What would you do if that's the move he went into after he said it? Like he says the word and he goes, "Oh, mistakes. We all make them, right?
Yeah.
We all make them."
I mean, he kind of did. He immediately was like,
No, he apologized.
"I'm so sorry."
Which
Yeah,
makes it sound
right.
like you
but
were
that
thinking
was
it.
that was the get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Because if the guy had forgiven him and been like, "It's fine,
Happens all the
it's
time.
fine," he would have still had to sit and listen to the pitch.
Yeah.
His only thing, like there was more than one incentive for him to be like, "Okay, peace out."
I'm
he was
out.
like, "Thank God I don't have to listen to this pitch.
Right.
There's no way I'm paying to go solar anyways."
Yeah. I'm not paying all that dough
Yeah.
for solar panels, make my roof look ugly. Fuck
yeah,
that.
this
I'm not listening to your sales
Racist
pitch.
solar and also this is at an apartment complex.
What are
The tenants don't have any power over whether they go solar or not.
Oh, great.
Why is this guy even knocking on their door?
Wow. What a great
This is a
point.
hate crime. The more that we look at the details of this, it's a hate crime. He did it intentionally.
Yeah, that shit doesn't make sense.
He was like, "Watch this."
We got to get to the bottom of this.
I'm gonna go knock on this door.
You dare me to call it to his face?
Yeah.
The dude in the apartment, the one that answered the door, was like, "I hope this fucking white boy calls me a name so I can just get out of this." That's what I'd be thinking.
I know he was.
If I was a black guy,
I mean,
sitting
he
at
was
home,
definitely. I mean, it's the same probably like thought that we all have, which is like, wasn't expecting you, don't know you. What do you want?
your money, sir. And
And
let me
then-
tell you how.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You don't want to pass up on this.
Really, I'm paying you.
Yeah.
Except for you're paying me
Yeah.
$5,000 a month.
And I'm just charging you a little bit less.
Yeah. You'll practically get a check in the mail.
Yeah. Practically. In savings. And by that, I mean the amount you save, you'll be able to buy something else.
Yeah.
You could buy half a TV with the amount you're going to save annually here.
Yeah. And the contract is ironclad. No chinks in the... no, dude, I'm sorry. No, dude, I'm sorry.
Listen, I eat Asian.
All right.
I eat Asian food at least once
All
a
right.
week.
Yeah.
Just like starts going,
Yeah.
trying to defend himself.
Hey, I was against Vietnam.
Yeah.
This week, I'd like to apologize to my coworker Joshua, who made a joke today, and he said when he picked up some thorny bushes, and he said, "It doesn't hurt because I have man hands," and I knew it was a joke, but I didn't laugh, and that made you feel weird, and then you told me it was a joke, and I knew it was a joke, and I'm sorry. Because I knew it was a joke and I purposely didn't laugh. And I know you were trying to make me laugh because you injured yourself with thistles in your fingers. And then you said you had man hands. And I didn't laugh at that joke. But I did have a terrible comeback that made you look really bad. And I didn't say that either, so that's kind of a point for me. Think about it, it's a point for me.
Yeah.
But you did say you had man hands, and I didn't find that funny. So
But
I
it's okay
laughed.
to not laugh at jokes that aren't funny.
I know, but then he went, "It's a joke, dude." It made me feel weird. But I
if you
should
have
have
to
laughed.
say that,
I know
you should know that it wasn't funny enough.
not all jokes are funny either. Just the good ones,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. And also, if you're explaining to somebody that it was a joke, it wasn't.
it wasn't a joke. But I do apologize. I should have laughed. That's the fun thing to do. It's like cordial. It's a courtesy.
Yeah.
It's a courtesy.
You should have.
You know.
I laugh at stuff you say all the time that I don't think is funny. So,
Yeah, a lot of people do to my face.
yeah.
head